One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and love, the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hears back to a cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Happy freaking Topless Taco Tuesday to all you legends. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves so far. I definitely know the hell we are. Feels ultra good to be a G. All right, check it out, ladies and gentlemen. We have a big news morning as always. Seems like this is what we do now. It's just crazy news all the time. Trump and Greenland latest. We have some updates on that, as well as the World Economic Forum 2026 is actually happening today. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to cover much of that. And then we also have Board of Peace. The Board of Peace is now revealed. So I know I just reiterated the board twice. I'll change that. But anyways, so let's go ahead and talk about, because obviously I can't cram everything into the title. So we're going to go ahead and do that with, we'll let you guys know chronologically what we're looking at for the morning. So we have an insane 100 plus car pileup that happened in Michigan snowstorm yesterday, I believe. And this happened in Zeeland, Michigan, and Chicago, and Midwest storm chasers are the people that caught it. Very interesting. I mean, we're talking over 100 car pileup. Those are insane to watch. Okay, and then we also have MLK Day church service in Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, that is what happened yesterday. We're not going to play much of it. We're probably going to just show that they did a gathering. They're talking for a minute. And then, of course, they're going to go ahead and do the a service as well. But so we're not going to watch all of that. We're just going to skim through. Then we have Mayor Mamdani talks housing initiatives in New York City. Now, I'm very interested in what his initiatives are. The last initiative that he had with housing, affordable housing at that, got shut down by a federal judge. So I'm not really sure what initiative he's going to be talking about now. We also have Al Sharpton stands with NYC nurses as strikes continue. As you guys know, we have, I believe they reported 15,000 nurses that are on strike, man. That's a huge amount in New York City. That's a major amount. I mean, we're not talking small numbers here. Then we also have Virginia Governor Spanberger, I think that's how you say their name, delivers address to state's General Assembly. We have that for you guys, as well as Speaker Johnson, as you guys know, Mike Johnson. Speaker Johnson marks 250 years of American independence from Britain. Yes, absolutely. And then we have Trump takes questions on Greenland after college football championship game. This was last night, or theoretically it came out this morning. So it may have even been this morning, but I figured that this was filmed last night, but who knows? We do have that for you guys. He's next to the plane. So I'm sure Air Force One and all of that, and probably Marine One over there is just loud as fuck when he's he's on the airstrip, whatever. We got President Trump set to reveal Board of Peace members, as I already told you guys. Yes, we do have that for you guys as well. DOJ investigating after protesters storm church where Minnesota ICE office officials serve as pastors. So I'm not really sure what the entire ordeal about this is, but it just popped up right before I hit go live. It was like 2 minutes ago this came out. So I really haven't been able to obviously dig into any of that yet, but we're going to. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you're on the vertical side, make sure you guys double tap that screen and hit that subscribe button because it's free, man. I very much appreciate you guys. But let's go ahead and get into the money part. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $3.99 a month. Making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is what allows us to have these lights on and be on these airwaves. So I very much appreciate you guys becoming members and staying members. Little side note here, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, as well as the campaign trails. So make sure you guys follow me on the platform. Of course, I will, this is a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. We have a Discord server for all of you legends. One of the moderators will go ahead and link you guys the server. Make sure you guys join in. We have the majority of you guys. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, and membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, then we have these platforms scrolling around on the screen for you guys. And, of course, I'll read out anything and everything that comes our way. And I've got the email up, so I'll read it just like a super chat. Absolutely feels good. All right, so real quick, we got Papa D to start the morning off. Sends $2 saying, broke as fuck. Here's the last of my PayPal trickle, LOL. Man, I very much appreciate that. Thank you very much for the $2, my man. I very much appreciate that. It adds up quickly, as you guys know. We got Bill Castle in the building, as well as Steve Easy, my man. Great to see you guys. We got Miss Lotus as well. Good morning to you. And Naomi, welcome in, ladies. Let's see. We've got, scrolling down as fast as I possibly can. We got Alfred Patterson. Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat, bro. We got Warland as well as Prez. Good morning. Good morning. We got Rabdef Chaos. Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat. We got AU as well, America Uncensored. Good morning. And we got my brother Roger in the building. Absolutely. It's our Topless Taco Tuesday. We're feeling ultra good out here. We got Grayson in the building as well as Pablo. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Liked and subscribed. That's my man. I very much appreciate that. Let's see here. We got Ratchet in here as well. Good morning. We got Brother Rolling. We got Dean, my man. Good morning. Great to see you in the chat. We're about to get into this. We have to. We got a lot to get through. We got Mount High in the building as well. Good morning to you. We got Chatting with Stacks. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us this morning. We got Brother So Loud as well from the Boondocks of North Carolina. Always appreciate you as well. We're scrolling down, making sure we're good. We got Easy Frank. And yes, there is Lucy right there. So if we got anybody that's, Charles in particular, over there in Australia, he's always like, I'm not hitting the like button until I see Lucy. Well, there you go, man. Let's see. We got Steve Posey saying likes for Lucy. That's exactly right. We got Motobomb, my man. Good morning. And thank you, by the way, for the raid this morning. I very much appreciate the love and honor and respect. All that, man. Thank you very much. I was running a little behind this morning. Otherwise, I would have hopped on the show with you guys. But I got caught up on the phone. Whole bunch of shit. So we got Virginia Chaos as well. Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat. We got Joseph up there in Canada, my man. Great to see you. He's saying, stop the cap. Yes, sir.
Stop the cap.
Dylan Patterson. Yes. Always appreciate you, bro. We got Brother Lee Lance as well. Good morning to you, kind sir. And I think now we're completely caught up. Let's go ahead and get into this craziness. We're going to start off with an insane video of 100+ car pileup in Michigan snowstorm. Check this shit out. Damn, bro. Look at that shit. I didn't even see the drone footage of how long this was. I just saw the very beginning, and I was like, oh shit, this is going to be brutal. Look how long this goes, bro. There's an ambulance there in the middle. Jeez, dude. Well, at least these people didn't hit each other over here, it looks like. Not really sure. And then here's another view coming back. Wow. Could you imagine? I'd be so pissed if my package got crumbled in this shit. Feels ultra bad. Let's go ahead and read and see if there's any information on this as well while this plays. It says, major multi-vehicle pileup shut down part of Interstate 196 southeast of Grand Rapids, Michigan, amid heavy lake effect snow Monday morning. The Ottawa County Sheriff's Office told Fox Weather that minor injuries were reported, but no fatalities, which, thank God. It says deputies on scene initially estimated roughly 100 vehicles were involved in the pileup. The sheriff's office said drone video of the scene showed at least 6 tractor trailers in the section of the crash. Wow, that is brutal. Definitely brutal. Man, look at that weather, bro. Just miserable. That looks like misery. All right. So, and now you guys got to see that happened yesterday. Let's go ahead and bring this up, though. We're not going to play this for very long. We're just going to play it a couple of, maybe even just a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then we're going to move on. But we're showing it because it is in the news cycle, and we're going to show it.
Share her legacy. We are going to invite Miss Sierra White, who is a 7th grader at the Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy. And following her, we will hear from our students again in their excerpts from Dr. King's book.
What's up, Mountain Woman? Good morning to you.
Where do we go from here, chaos or community? Miss Sierra White.
Oh, shit. Real quick, we got Alfred Patterson, by the way, coming in on the Cash App side of things for $5 saying, wake and bake to all the legends. Well, we're going to do that right now. Very much appreciate that, kind sir. And we got 2 more on standby, you know, ready to go. So, all right. Thank you very much for that, kind sir. Let's fucking go.
Imagine a nation where every difference became a doorway and not a wall.
Oh man. Oh man, here it goes. She's going to have that soul of like a 70-year-old black woman, you know?
Built by hatred, discrimination, and fear. A nation where its people are led by peace, compassion, and a genuine love for community and courage. That was Mrs. Coretta Scott King's vision. And today, that vision has become our mission.
Yo, Papa, I got you. Shit.
Greetings and grand rising to all distinguished guests.
Yeah, Doomerang, you heard? Shit, that's definitely some New York shit right there. You heard?
Everyone here at the esteemed Ebenezer Baptist Church and those joining us through local and international outlets. I am Sierra White.
I like that little play on words there.
A fearless 7th grade student leader of the Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just being honest. When people speak like this, it is incredibly annoying, and it actually makes me want to click off like a motherfucker. But we're gonna play 1 more minute of this shit, and let's see if they bring up any. Oh no, she speaks for a minute. Holy shit, she's like the main speaker or some shit until this guy comes out. What the fuck is going on at these places, man?
Business. Many men cry, peace, peace, but they refuse to do the things that make for peace.
Oh man.
Emotional, damn it!
One day we must come to see that peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. We must pursue peaceful ends through peaceful means.
President John F. Kennedy said.
Okay, that sounds all great and shit, but we're going to move on because whatever. We're not going to get anything out of that other than entertainment. Mayor Mamdani talks housing initiative in NYC. Now, the last time Mamdani had a, affordable housing initiative, whatever the case is, a federal judge came in and said, no, you can't do that. So let's go ahead and see what kind of initiative he's talking about now. Let's go ahead and bring it up.
I want to take you out live here to New York City, where Mayor Mamdani about to make some remarks talking about housing. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say thank you to all those who made this day possible. Thank you to Fortune Society. Thank you to Health and Hospitals. And thank you to the elected officials who made today possible in the months and years prior to this moment. And I'm proud to say that Councilwoman Nurse is also here with us. Thank you. Thanks to her for being one of those. We are together here to announce the reactivation of Just Home. A first-of-its-kind housing initiative that promises to transform the lives of those that it serves. But I don't need to tell anyone that this day was far from promised. We stand here only because of the hard work of so many whose names I have shared as well as those that I have not. Advocates and activists in the Bronx and as well as across this city. Only because of the untiring work done by so many in the council who believed that this project could be won despite the opposition, and only because of New Yorkers' refusal to abandon the most vulnerable among us, and only also because of the incredibly talented public servants that I am proud to call a part of my administration. It feels fitting, frankly, that we are celebrating this progress on the day set aside to remember a man who dedicated his life to fighting for the down.
It would be nice if we could fast forward to Saturday, but definitely not.
Untrodden. Because make no mistake, as we reactivate the Just Home supportive housing project, we are not simply creating 83 new apartments and supporting those who are struggling. We are advancing the cause of justice. I think of what Dr. King said in his Three Evils speech when he called for our nation to undergo a revolution of values. That revolution, he said, will soon cause us to question the fairness and justice of many of our...
What's up, my man Sterling? Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat. Happy Topless Taco Tuesday.
Our past and present policies. True compassion, he said, is more than flinging a coin to a beggar. It understands that an edifice which produced beggars needs restructuring. I know that many of us have no difficulty questioning the fairness and justice of many of our city's past policies and those who pursued them. But I seek not to dwell on questions of blame. I seek instead to pursue that rule of true compassion, to focus City Hall's attention on the restructuring that so many of our fellow New Yorkers have called out for so long. Because today, as we stand together near the future site of Just Home at Jacobi Hospital, we are doing exactly that. This initiative, it is a testament to the new city that we are building together. One that uplifts those among us who have struggled the most, one that is innovative and creative in its solutions, and one that does not shy away from the challenges that we face. If you do not mind, I would like to take a moment to extol this project's virtues, because there are many. It is comprised of 100% affordable housing. It will create 83 apartments on this campus, apartments which will support New Yorkers who have medical conditions that leave it impossible for them to be cared for in shelter, who have a history of cycling through the criminal justice system,
What's up, Brother Seymour?
who have too long been deprived of the external support that has been proven time and time again to reduce recidivism and to improve outcomes. This is a project which will provide a rent-stabilized lease to every single tenant. And it will prove that our commitment to homeless New Yorkers and those who need supportive housing is anything but abstract. It is tangible, and it is actionable. I know that we have walked a long, hard, contentious path to arrive where we are today. And my sincere belief is that soon, Just Home will be seen as clear evidence of New York's commitment to a new era where every one of our neighbors, even those who have made mistakes in their past, is entitled to dignity and safety and to a home that they can call their own. And I thank all of those who refuse to abandon any New Yorker who calls this city home, and all those partners who are standing alongside me in this moment, who are sitting in the crowd in front of me and those beyond the walls of this building, who worked together to make today not only possible, but inevitable. Thank you so much, and I would like to call up Dr. To celebrate the incredible team in my administration that have helped to make today possible.
Okay, so they just had a weird transition there. So, interesting. Okay, so it's just him. I see what they did. They clipped it.
So if you
instead of having all the other members come up there and speak, they bring it back to him.
You can please join me in a round of applause for our deputy mayors for housing and planning, Layla Bozard.
I think, but we're gonna go ahead and fast forward through the thanks.
How you doing?
So now he's taking questions. This is where I want to get to right here.
That can make a day like today possible, but we can absolutely start with questions now. How's it going, man? How you doing?
What's the total number of folks, if you could have a home for all of them who need these sorts of apartments? And what does it say that you're doing?
I can't really hear the question, by the way. No, I mean, only them can hear it, really.
You know, I think what it says more is that even to build 83 units in this city has taken so much struggle. It should not be that way. This should be
What's up, Jayana? I think that's how you say it, or Jayana.
something that is far more straightforward. We said over the course of the campaign that we wanted to build 200,000 truly affordable homes over the next 10 years. We absolutely intend to fulfill that. This is an example of the scale of progress that was being held up for years.
What's up, Sick
Progress
Bastard?
that we will now deliver and then return back to the scale of the crisis at hand for each and every New Yorker.
Wow, what a crazy number to land on. We've got 666 people in here. Make sure you guys double tap the screen as well as hit the like button on the horizontal side. I very much appreciate your laborious work. You don't have to like all the craziness, man, but you can like it for me and what we do here. So thank you guys. We'll take one more question.
84 apartments, that's 84 individuals or roommates in the apartments?
These are single apartments. Yeah. Single units. What I can tell you is that we want to build as much as possible across the city. We want to build for those who call this city home and those who would love to call this city home if only it were more affordable. Thank you, man.
Okay, it was said by Dr. Katz that he doesn't like parking lots, and there was talk of more buildings coming. Are there going to be more buildings coming, the second building and the third building, as we said during the talks?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, we know that at Health and Hospitals we have land, and we have a mayor and administration that is committed to housing, and we want to use that land. As you say, you can always build a multi-story parking garage on a small piece of land instead of surface parking, and use that land to build housing. And the land is there, and often the additional benefit, like for Just Home to be on a hospital campus where people who have serious illness can easily get care, is tremendous advantage. So the combination of a hospital campus with people who have illness, we think is a great marriage.
Okay. All right. We're done. We're done with that. What's up? We got extra surprise in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning so far. Your topless Taco Tuesday morning. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We've got Al Sharpton to get to. He stands with the New York City nurses as the strike continues. Today would be day 9 or 10, I believe, of the strike. I'm not really super sure on that. I'm sure he'll tell us in here. But there's 15,000 nurses in New York City right now that are striking. It's a big freaking ordeal, and we've been following the story. So nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and see what Al Sharpton's got to say.
And we're back here for you on Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page, as we continue to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories and live feeds from all over the country. I want to take you out to New York City, where the nurses' strike is now entering week 2, and still there is no end in sight at the bargaining table. Let's go out to that rally going on right now. Reverend Al Sharpton giving some remarks as well.
To come today on Martin Luther King Day, because Martin Luther King died in Memphis fighting for wages for garbage workers. And I believe he would want those of us that come in his tradition to be standing with nurses and standing with those that should be getting wages for saving the lives and caring for people that the private hospitals and other hospitals seem not to care about. How can you spend King Day and turn your back on people that are working and not insured right and not given the right wages and not given the right respects when they're taking care of our afflicted, our ill, our infirm? In the name of Martin Luther King, I join the nurses in demanding
What's up, Hardwire? Great to see you in the chat.
Justice for
Good
the
morning.
nurses of this country. This is not only a labor issue, this is a civil rights issue. This is a human rights issue. It's an issue that black and white, Latino, Asian, all can stand together, because those that want to make profits out of people's illness rather than pay for those that care for them, that stand for them, that are there when their families are not there in some cases. So we had to come on King Day. Many of the dignitaries came to the House of Justice, but I left to come and stand here with them.
You really said a lot of words and shit. Like, there was no real substance to what Al just said.
To let them know that Martin Luther King Day is a day to stand up for those that are standing in the cold, but they never left the patients in the cold. No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. All right.
He said, all right. All right. So we're going to move on as well. Virginia Governor Spanberger delivers address to state's General Assembly. This happened yesterday, by the way. Let me go ahead and read it. It says, Abigail Spanberger has recently made history as the first woman to be elected governor of Virginia, by the way. Elected back in November of 2025, Governor Spanberger is now launching her initiative to unite Virginians, and with her campaign focusing on education, affordability, and public safety. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and talk about it. 3, 2, 1. And real quick, man, we got to get the money part over. We haven't even done the money part yet.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Indeed.
Denied.
Sounds good. Let's go. Shit, we got my man Papa D. By the way, he said broke as fuck, and he's the one that has donated. What does that tell you about you guys? What's going on here? Come on, man. He's carrying the chat. Papa D coming in. I was wrong. I found more. This is for the precious orange lump on the couch arm. Yes, the Lucifer over here. Yes, Lucille Ball over there. She's gonna have a good time with that $5. So very much appreciate that. Thank you for making it rain, kind sir. Yeah, now we're speaking about your state, huh? Damn, they're making a spectacle. This doesn't normally happen, just by the way. Sicko smoke. Oh my god, I'm going to curry now.
Okay.
All right.
Joint assembly and guests, please be seated.
Yeah, Jesus. Everyone is like, jeez.
As Speaker of the House of Delegates and President of the Joint Assembly, it is my pleasure to present to you Her Excellency, the Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the Honorable Abigail Davis Spanberger.
So we got the new governor of Virginia that is about to deliver and address the state General Assembly. I think it said she's the first woman governor of Virginia.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Lieutenant Governor, Madam President Pro Tem, members of the General Assembly, Mr. Attorney General, justices of the Supreme Court, members of the Cabinet, our clerks, honored guests, and most importantly, our fellow Virginians. 2 days ago, we celebrated an inauguration, the peaceful transfer of power that has defined Virginia for 250 years. On Saturday afternoon, I spoke about the urgent need to unite for a common purpose. Amid a national moment too often defined by chaos, our fellow citizens are anxious about the future. And today, that work, the work of governing and providing stability, begins in earnest. Thank you for your time this afternoon. It is an honor to stand before you as the 75th governor.
What's up, Nomadic? Great to see you in the chat. Happy Topless Taco Tuesday, my man.
And with us today in the gallery is the first gentleman.
I got a question.
Why are you gay?
Let me go and back that up real quick.
The 75th governor. And with us today in the gallery is the first gentleman.
You are gay. Why are you gay?
When we met, neither of us could have imagined we'd end up here, but I'm grateful to be taking on this adventure together. Adam, thank you for your willingness to serve Virginia in this new role. As you know, the Constitution of Virginia requires the governor to report on the state of the Commonwealth once a year. I've had this job for a little over 48 hours, so bear with me. In all seriousness, it is nearly impossible to step into Thomas Jefferson's capital and not feel the weight of our shared history. Generations of Virginians have stood in this building, have shaped the course of our Commonwealth and written the history of America. And this week, we added new chapters to that history. Just yesterday, Chief Justice Cleo Powell, the first African-American woman to lead the Supreme Court of Virginia in our Commonwealth's history, swore in new members of our cabinet. Our fellow Virginians are also now served by two other history-making public servants. Lieutenant Governor Ghazala Hashmi, the first Muslim woman elected to statewide office anywhere in the country.
Come on, please just get over with.
A few moments later.
as well as Virginia's first elected African-American Attorney General, Jay Jones.
Real quick, we got Sterling Wheel coming in with the 420, by the way. Very nice number. First gentleman has to sit to pee. Law. She. Feels ultra good. Sterling, I very much appreciate that 420. It's going to go to good use.
And in the incoming class of delegates seated in this chamber right now, there are a record 42 women serving in the House of Delegates. These
people are, man, I am getting over it. The amount of claps and all this shit.
These milestones
man.
Bruh. Belong to all Virginians, no matter our political affiliation. They are proof that our representative democracy is exactly that, is becoming truly representative. And this progress is thanks to the voters from every corner of this Commonwealth who made their voices heard at the ballot box. And the voters sent us here, each and every one of us, and we must never forget that as we embark on the hard work that we have ahead of us. In November, Virginians from across the political spectrum united to build one of the broadest coalitions for change in a generation. They sent a loud and clear message that they want leaders who will work together to deliver results, and I intend to listen to them. People have asked me in recent weeks about the concept of a mandate. What's your mandate? They wonder what the results of November's elections will mean in practice. And here is what I believe. Virginians did not elect me to pursue a particular ideological agenda, nor did they elect me to settle scores or add noise to our politics. They did not elect me to grandstand. My mandate is simple: to get things done for Virginia's families, Virginia schools, Virginia businesses, and our communities, period.
So it'd be kind of nice for you to lay out how you would actually do that, but sounds good.
And if I've learned anything from my previous time in elected office, it's that Virginians want a government that works. They want elected leaders who show up, who listen, who work to make their lives a little easier. They want
What's up, Crystal Kitten? Good morning to you. Great
to address the challenges that are keeping them up at night. That is what I pledge to do for the next 4 years, and I ask all of you in both parties to join me in that endeavor. To the members of the General Assembly, I know what it means to represent your neighbors, to take on the burdens of public scrutiny, to give up time with your family in service to your community. It is no small thing.
What's up, Chasing Ghosts?
And whatever differences we may have in the days ahead, I respect the service of each and every one of you, the service that you have chosen to give. And this administration is committed to being your partner moving forward. When we work together, Virginia will succeed. It is as simple as that. So let me say this very directly. My door is open to every member of this body, Democrat or Republican. I have always believed that no person and no party has a monopoly on good ideas. That's why I've built an administration that reflects that belief, a cabinet of talented, experienced leaders ready to work alongside all of us. They are public servants. And I am grateful.
Stop the cap.
Grateful to them, the entire cabinet and our staff, that they have answered the call to serve in this capacity at this time. And to the career public servants serving across our Commonwealth, across state departments and state agencies, thank you for everything you do. Please understand that I want you and expect you to do your very best work. And I want you to have the right tools and feel supported as you do it. I want you to know that I am grateful for the expertise and the commitment you bring to serving the citizens of Virginia.
Okay, all right. That's enough. Sounds good. Typical. We're moving on. Speaker Johnson marks 250 years of American independence from Britain. So let's go ahead and bring this up and see what is being discussed here.
Thank you. Thank you sincerely. Thank you.
Real quick, we got Sterling Will with the $2 saying Saturday show suggestion. Alyssa Mialo, cringe. I don't know who Alyssa Mialo, however you say that name, but I don't even know who that is. But thank you for the $2. Very much appreciate that. I'll have to look up that name.
Mr. Speaker, Lord Speaker.
Maybe I do know the
Ambassador
name.
Stevens,
I don't know.
Members of the House of Commons, members of the House of Lords, and so many esteemed guests. It is a great honor for us to be here, a tremendous pleasure to be with you all. Speaker Hoyle, thank you for those kind words, your gracious invitation to be here today, my friend. It means so much to us. It's a real detriment to follow Speaker Hoyle. I don't like to do this. At the G7 speakers meetings, I just want you to know when he gets wound up and going, it's just like Churchill, and it goes on and on and on. And I try to speak before him at all times. I don't want to follow, but really grateful to be here. He has become a dear friend, and all of you, we've met so many great friends. My wife Kelly and I are truly touched by how warmly we've been received here, and having met so many of you in the past couple of days, we walked away with this sense that we do have close and dear friends here across the pond, and we have this shared heritage, and we treasure that. It is a profound honor to be speaking in Parliament today, to be the first U.S. Speaker of the House ever given this honor, and I take it very seriously. As proud Americans, it is as though we have returned to the spiritual birthplace of our own nation. And the history here, the weight of it is palpable, as you know. It gives you a certain sense of just being serious. I was going to roll on with a bunch of jokes this morning, but it doesn't feel right to be in this place at this time. We have returned at a pivotal moment, obviously, in the great histories of our countries, to mark this anniversary that we have in our nation and to celebrate what we've achieved together in the past, and importantly, to face and overcome together the challenges of our present day. And I want to tell you, my friends, we will do that together. That's what I bring you that message.
Real quick, I got to give a special shout out. We got Peppy Toe sending, man, I very much appreciate you. He's sending for Lucy, Lucy's catnip, sent $4.20 on the Cash App. Bro, I very much appreciate that. Let's fucking go. It's funny because Lucy gets way more love than I do. It's funny. You guys can't see her on the vertical side because she's out of frame, but she's laying on the couch, and the people on the horizontal side can see it. So, anyways, Lucy always gets so much love. It's awesome. Thank you for that.
When I met with Prime Minister Starmer at Downing Street yesterday, I told him that I thought his national address a few hours earlier was well done. He noted, of course, that the UK and the US are close allies and that our strong, constructive partnership all these years has been built on mutual respect and focused on results. I thought that was exactly the right message and the right tone. And because of that, we've always been able to work through our differences calmly as friends. And we will continue to do that. I want to assure you this morning that that is still the case. I spoke to President Trump at length yesterday, and I told him that I really felt that my mission here, that even though we planned this back in the fall, we didn't know how the events would develop over the last few days. But I told the President that I felt that my mission here today was to encourage our friends and help to calm the waters, so to speak, and I hope to do so. As the Prime Minister said yesterday, let us look to agreement, continue our dialogue, and find a resolution, just as we always have in the past. And in that process, I am confident that we can and will maintain and strengthen our special relationship between these two nations, send a message of unity and resolve to our allies around the world, and remind our adversaries and the terrorists and tyrants everywhere that our nations that are dedicated to freedom and justice and order and human dignity are stronger and more resolved now than ever before. I think it's a very important message. Of course,
you know, I think I have a better message for everyone. Embrace your fuck ups.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck ups when you have tomorrow's fuck ups to look forward to? You are a fuck up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Indeed, embrace the process. All right, back to this.
We do gather here at a unique and consequential moment in American history. This year, as noted, is the time we mark our 250th anniversary of our independence. Now, I know this is not a long span of time in the scale of human history. I get that. We were touring the 1,000-year-old Windsor Palace a day or so ago, and that really set it into reality for us. At the dinner we had here last night that Speaker Hoyle and Lady Catherine graciously hosted for us, it was not lost on me that there at my table were items of silverware older than my country. Puts it in perspective. But this year in particular, we remember just how far we really have come, how our nations have evolved and grown and strengthened in so many ways together. America's founders embarked on what was a radical experiment, of course, a government of, by, and for the people, ruled by laws and based on the self-evident truth that all men are created equal and free. That experiment transformed 13 disparate, distant colonies from the world's largest empire into what became the world's freest and most successful self-government in human history. For Americans, this year is not simply a celebration, it is an invitation to come together and to ask what we are doing in our own time to preserve and fortify that experiment and all of the blessings of liberty and opportunity and security that we enjoy today and frankly, sometimes too often take for granted. We have a stewardship obligation to maintain these blessings, and all of us in the West, all of us together, are facing real challenges today that we must acknowledge and confront, and we do that best together. Across the pond, Congress and the Trump administration have been working very hard. We're trying to usher in a new golden age for our country, as we say. We're marshaling every resource we have to make America safer and stronger and more prosperous than ever before. And I'm very bullish on the prospects of doing that. We must do this because we know those hostile to the West and to our shared values are engaging in increasingly sophisticated forms of subversion and espionage. We see China, Russia, and Iran grow more aggressive and emboldened as they intensify their efforts to exert economic, political, and military
Be good out there, Bill, as well as Warland. Hopefully you guys be safe out there.
Influence around the world. We see a callous disregard for basic human rights, new provocations, and even the theft of intellectual property on a scale like we have never seen before. Clearly, President Trump is taking seriously the modern and dynamic threats that China and Russia pose to our global security, especially in focus the last few days as it relates to the Arctic. And while we can have thoughtful debate about, among our friends about how best to counter these threats, we all certainly agree they must be countered. We ignore these threats at our peril. And I want to hasten to express our gratitude to the UK and to all of you for joining us in some of our most recent actions to deter these hostile regimes, including the recent seizure of a black market vessel seeking to circumvent oil sanctions. That was a big help to us. That kind of open dialogue and partnership is a great example of how we can work together to ensure our collective defense around the world. It is an objective and obvious truth that a strong America is good for the entire world, and a strong UK is as well. At the same time,
all right. So that's enough of him speaking. We did plenty enough. We got to move on. We got to consolidate this to an hour for the entire show. So anyways, 3 hours ago, Trump takes questions on Greenland after college football championship game. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually hear anything. A lot of the times when he's alongside Marine One or any of his equipment out there, it's very loud, and a lot of times we can barely even hear him.
So we saw a great game tonight. Congratulations.
It's somewhat decent. We can actually hear him.
To Indiana. It was really turned out to be a great game. Two great teams, wonderful teams with a lot of talent. We enjoyed it very much. Our country's doing very well. We have many, many buildings opening, factories opening. We've never had anything like it. And I think you're going to see results very soon. You're already really seeing them. But we have more money being invested in our country than any country in history. As you know, the Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, who's with me right now, has a lot to report. I don't know if you want to say a couple of words, Doug, but you might want to say how well we're doing as a country.
Well, with President Trump's leadership, we've got inflation coming down, we've got investment going up, we've got taxes going down, we've got energy prices down. Everything is aligned for us to have a banner year in 2026, and the interest in building and investing in our country has never been greater.
There's never been anything like it. The money being invested in our country is unparalleled. There's never been anything even close, by many times more than China or any other country. Do you have any questions?
President Davos, or what will be your message?
Well, I think I have a lot of messages for Davos, but the primary message is how well the United States is doing. And I say it all the time. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country, and now we have the hottest country in the world. I mean, you're beneficiaries, too. If you look, some of you have 401ks. You don't have to tell me. Your numbers are the best they've ever been. And the stock market's at an all-time high. We are just doing great. So I think the message at Davos, we're leaving, going to have an interesting time. We have a lot of meetings scheduled, but the message for Davos is how incredible our country is doing.
Can you speak to your letter that you wrote to Prime Minister saying that the Nobel Prize has influenced your thinking on Greenland?
No, I don't care about the Nobel Prize. First of all, a very fine woman felt that I deserved it and really wanted me to have the Nobel Prize, and I appreciate that. If anybody thinks that Norway doesn't control the Nobel Prize, they're just kidding. They have a board, but it's controlled by Norway, and I don't care what Norway says. But I really don't care about that. What I care about is saving lives. And I think I've saved tens of millions of lives. If you look at India, Pakistan, just as won 2 nuclear powers, you look at so many of the countries that were in a 30, in some cases, a 35-year war, and they got it done. We stopped 8 wars, and maybe we'll be stopping a 9th very soon. We'll see.
He definitely wants that Nobel Peace Prize, just FYI.
When they push back on your Greenland plan? Well, I don't think they're going to push back too much. Look, we have to have it. They have to have this done. They can protect it. Denmark, they're wonderful people. And I know the leaders are very good people, but they don't even go there. And, you know, because the boat went there 500 years ago and then left, that doesn't give you title to property. So we'll be talking about it with the various people. We've had tremendous success, and I've done more for NATO than anybody else. I don't think you'd have NATO right now. I got them to go 5% and pay.
No, there would be a NATO. They'd just be broke as fuck.
As opposed to 2% and not pay. I've done more than any other American president for NATO by far. And we'll see how that goes. But Greenland is very important.
Have you invited President Putin to be a member of the Board of Peace?
Yeah, he's been invited.
Did he respond to President Macron saying he will not join the Board of Peace?
Oh, did he say that? Well, nobody wants him because he's going to be out of office very soon. So, that's all right. What I'll do is if they feel like Costo, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes, and he'll join. But he doesn't have to join. If he said that, you're probably giving it to me a little bit differently. But if he actually did say that, but as you know, he's going to be out of office in a few months.
Did you invite President Putin to join the...
Yes, he's one of the people...
So Putin was invited
as well? He's the world leaders, and the answer is yes.
Mr. President, how do you feel about the first year of your second term?
Amazing. Tomorrow is the first year. Think of it, 1 year. I don't think there's been a term like it. I don't think any president has had a better first year than we've had in terms of success. Again, we've taken our country from a failure with open borders, no business, everything going badly, terrific inflation, the highest inflation in history, prices that are through the roof. And we've brought prices down. We have very little inflation. We have a great economy. And the prices are coming down still further. But I inherited a mess, and now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
All right, that is enough. We're going to move on because we got more things on President Trump to reveal. I guess he's going to be revealing the Board of Peace members sometime. I'm not sure if it's today or what's happening here, but I'm sure that it's going to be in the news cycle all this week. For damn sure.
Right now, I do want to get into some of your headlines here at this hour as we take a live look over the White House. A full list of members of President Trump's new Board of Peace is expected to be revealed in the coming days, potentially by Trump himself over in Davos during this week's World Economic Forum. Oh, so he may actually do that, the World Economic Forum, which is today, by the way. And I'm not sure if it's a multi-day thing, but yeah, he'll at least be there today. Now, President Trump will be addressing world leaders and other representatives in remarks at the forum that's set for tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, we're going to bring those to you in full, as we always do here on Live Now from Fox. Now, the Board of Peace... Interesting. Okay, so this came out 2 hours ago, so that must be tomorrow then. Interesting. Itself is tasked with supervising the next phase of the Gaza peace plan. Invites have gone out to several countries, including Israel and Russia, with France saying it's going to hold off on accepting. The president addressing that as he departed to return to the White House just last night.
Have you invited President Putin to be a member of the Board of Peace?
Yeah, he's been invited.
So we just saw this little part. We just watched this.
Macron saying he will not join the Board of Peace?
Oh, did he say that? Well, nobody wants him because he's going to be out of office very soon. So, that's all right. What I'll do is if they feel like Costo, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes. And he'll... Oh, shit.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
But he doesn't have to join. If he said that, you're probably giving it to me a little bit differently. But if he actually did say that, but as you know, he's going to be out of office in a few months.
Did you invite President Putin to join the...
Yes, he's one of the people, these are world leaders, and the answer is yes.
All right, again, that was President Trump just last night here. What you're looking at is a live view coming in out of Davos, where, again, President Trump is expected to speak tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We'll bring that to you in full, and he could reveal all the members of that Board of Peace during that speech. Right now, I do want to discuss more about the board itself, so let's bring in Jonathan Schanzer, Executive Director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, joining us now live. Thank you so much, Jonathan, as always, for taking the time to be here with us today.
My pleasure.
And I did want to talk a little bit about the Board of Peace and what to expect here. So is this all going to be about Gaza, or is there potentially more to it?
Well, we're hearing that it actually could be implemented first for Gaza and then used for other conflicts. And, I think it's an interesting idea. It's almost like we're creating an alternative volunteer pay-to-play version of the UN Security Council, but with the goal of actually doing something. Because, of course, we all know the UN doesn't do very much at all. It's mostly failed at fixing conflicts or solving problems around the world. If anything, it's probably exacerbated them. So this is interesting. The idea is that people would pay $1 billion, right? Each world leader would pay $1 billion.
Man, that's crazy. I thought the number was kind of made up a little bit, but no, I guess in order for them to be on the Board of Peace, each world leader has to put in $1 billion to get on the Board of Peace.
$1 billion to get access to this thing.
Wow.
I mean, I think the big question is, will countries like Russia or Turkey or Qatar join this thing if only to go?
How did you just say that? It's Qatar, bro. And then, I don't know if you guys remember, but just like last year, all these political analysts were calling Qatar, they were calling it Qatar. Yeah, Qatar. And then everyone started calling it Qatar. I'm like, you guys are actually retarded.
Stupid. Up the works, or do they join with actually the goal of solving?
We got Papa D becoming a member, by the way. I very much appreciate you, bro. Thanks for that. Let's fucking go. Also, we got my man J.R. Bowling in the chat. Alabama's next state senator, by the way. Yes, sir, for District 4. Feels ultra good to be a G. Great to see you in the chat, my man.
It looks like Donald Trump sees himself as being the leader of all of this. He's the guy that's going to sit at the top. The invitations are going out. People are accepting or rejecting based on their relationship with him. And we heard a little bit about that just now. I guess once we understand exactly who accepts, and there have been a number of countries that have been invited. I mean, you mentioned Israel, Russia, France, but also, I've seen Hungary, Egypt, a whole host of European nations and others. Once we figure out who's on this board, we may be able to start solving other problems if this thing flies. It's a big risk. It's a lot of gamble here, but Donald Trump has a vision. We'll see whether he's able to make good on it.
And we talked about Israel there, but what is kind of the opposition, some of which we're hearing from Israel about joining the board altogether and really about the board's existence?
Well, look, the board's existence has always been part of the plan, more or less, as stipulated in the 20-point program that Donald Trump proposed last fall as part of the ceasefire that was agreed to by the Israelis and Hamas's patrons. It was enshrined at the UN shortly thereafter, so it's effectively international law that this 20-point plan would move forward. The creation of this board is basically part of phase 2 of the deal. Phase 1, let me just say, was not fully complete, right? There's still one Israeli slain hostage that's still in Gaza, and I guess the Israelis are having a hard time locating him. So is Hamas and the outside entities that have been charged with finding this body of Ron Gavili. It's not happened. The other part of this is that Hamas was supposed to disarm. They haven't, right? I mean, right now they still control something like 47% of the Gaza Strip. The Israelis control 53% of the territory surrounding this enclave in Gaza, on the basically on the coast of the Mediterranean. But I think what's happened here is that they're not letting the perfect get in the way of the good. They're going to move forward. And then as they do, this board is going to start to pull together a governing structure. And, here what you have is the Israelis, I think, on the one hand, they know that they need to do this. They know that they need to make a deal that ends the war. They need to stop the bloodshed. They need people to pay for Gaza and its reconstruction. All of those things are going to be important. And by the way, if they want to ever see normalization with Saudi Arabia or perhaps other Arab countries, they're going to need to do this. They're going to need to move forward. Their biggest problem right now, as I can see it, I mean, it's basically two countries.
What's up, GEG? Good to see you in the chat. Hopefully you're enjoying your Topless Taco Tuesday. Great to see you.
And these two countries were sponsors of Hamas. And here I'm talking about the countries of Turkey and Qatar. Were it not for these two countries, I don't think that October 7th would have happened. I don't think the mass slaughter, the 250 plus hostages, I don't think any of that would have occurred had it not been for the Turks providing an external headquarters dating back to 2010, 2011, and the financing and the support that they provided. They've rolled out the red carpet for top leaders, some of whom have actually planned attacks out of Turkey. And the same goes for the Qataris. They ended up taking on the Hamas leadership that left Syria after the civil war broke out there in 2011, 2012. And they have a core cluster of Hamas figures, and the Israelis actually tried to hit them back in September of last year with the growing frustration. Neither one of these countries belong on this board of peace. And I think, people are talking about Putin and how controversial that is. At least the guy didn't sponsor the war that we're trying to solve. I'm not saying he belongs on the board, but these two countries are literally the core of the problem, and they should not be part of the solution.
All right, that's enough right there, because that is the information we needed. We're going to move on to our very last story of the morning. DOJ investigating after protesters stormed church where Minnesota ICE official serves as pastor. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and discuss it. All right, here we go.
Do want to get right back into the headlines here, as the Department of Justice says it has now launched an investigation after anti-ICE demonstrators stormed into a church in St. Paul, Minnesota during a service Sunday. Take a look here at your screen. This is viral video circulating all over social media from inside Minnesota's city's church. Those protesters say they did it because they believe one of the pastors is the acting director of ICE's St. Paul field office. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche telling our partners at Fox News Channel the DOJ is looking into it.
What you saw there was anti-Christian, anti-law enforcement rioters storming a church in this country, and that's a violation of law, and we are absolutely investigating. The FACE Act was passed to stop this exact type of conduct. You are not allowed to stop people from worshiping, and you're not allowed to intimidate or impede them. And so the individuals that went in there and did that, and you could tell that they had a plan, you could tell that they had an agenda, and you cannot do that in this country, and we are investigating it.
And I do want to bring you this reaction coming in from President Trump. This is on Truth Social, as he says, quote, just watched footage of the church raid in Minnesota by the agitators and insurrectionists. These people are professionals.
Damn.
No person acts.
He even called them insurrectionists. Damn.
The way they act. They are highly trained to scream, rant, and rave like lunatics in a certain manner, just like they're doing. They are troublemakers who should be thrown in jail or thrown out of the country. The first to go should be Walz, talking, of course, about the governor, and fake sleazebag Ilhan Omar, who is supposedly worth over $30 million, even though she's never had anything but a government job. Investigate these corrupt politicians and do it now, end quote. Now, there is a lot to discuss here as the investigation is active and, of course, reaction pouring in from all over the area. We do have Kirk Graham, the executive pastor at River Valley Church over in Minneapolis, just miles away from this, joining us to discuss all of it. Pastor, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And first off, I do want to ask you your reaction here as an executive pastor. You see this video for the first time. Tell me what's going through your mind.
Yeah, it really is pretty intense and horrifying. It's a shameful attack on faith. You cannot invade a church and go in the middle of a worship service to disrupt. And so I do believe.
What's up, Robert? Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat.
It's unjust. It's un-American. It should never happen. This is America. We've got the freedom of religion and, yes, freedom of speech. So if you stay outside in protest, you can do that. But you enter a sacred space and desecrate it like this, interrupting a worship service. We can't have it in this country. And so this is an opportunity to be bold as Christ followers, to say we are going to worship without fear. And honestly, we're just trusting that the Department of Justice will move forward these investigations and bring accountability here, because if that doesn't happen, this could have a multiplication effect across the nation and in churches, and we cannot have that in this country.
Have you heard from
what's up, Baked? Great to see you in the chat.
Church members with your church who are maybe concerned about this? And if so, what are you telling them?
Yeah, great question. There is a lot of concern pastoring right now in the city of Minneapolis with the unrest that's happening. Is you're threading a needle. We pray in all directions, we care in all directions, but what we teach and preach is that as a Christ follower, we believe that Jesus is alive and that He is our protection. And so, there's a missionary that we support that serves in dangerous places around the world, the 42% of the world that has never had an adequate gospel witness. He says a Christ follower is invincible until God says you're not. And so, to anybody right now battling fear, what if protesters show up, or even immigrants that we pray for in our church that are battling fear right now, we say you do not have to be afraid because you are a Christ follower.
What's up, TNT? Great to see you in the chat, bro. Good morning.
So we do have security teams. We have trained and background check security teams to keep our children safe and to keep us safe as we worship. We do hire law enforcement, and we're grateful for law enforcement that are at all 11 of our locations around the Twin Cities to help keep our congregation members safe. But our message is the same message that we read in the Bible. Do not be afraid.
We touched on this a little bit off the top, but that Department of Justice investigation that's underway into the incident, what do you hope for your church and other churches, not just in Minnesota, but maybe throughout the country here? What do you hope can come from that?
Yeah, I really hope for accountability, that there is swift action. And so we trust the Department of Justice to do what they were made to do. And so bringing accountability will send a message that this is unacceptable and this cannot happen again. And so we are prepared for that. And we're, again, grateful for our law enforcement and for living in America. This is a free country. And yes, freedom of speech, but freedom to worship in a church. I believe that this could be a slippery slope, that if we don't bring accountability here to protesters invading a worship space, it's a slippery slope that could multiply into churches across our country. And I'm grateful.
What's up, TVT? Good morning to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning so far.
For President Trump's comments on what happened. And I'm grateful for Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice that is, again, moving swiftly. But we just cannot have this in America. And I think it's a dangerous place to be, a person coming into the house of God to separate the children of God who come to worship. God will not have that. And so it's not just un-American, but you're coming against what we believe, the living God.
When people
All right, so I think that is enough for the morning, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up our hour. So make sure you guys stick around because we're going to be rating our buddy Old Mac. He is a great dude, motorcycle rider. I think he's out live right now riding his bike. So make sure you guys go over there, say coming through with the Mike Ball raid, you know what I mean? So until tomorrow morning for more of the World's Madness, I'm very blessed to be able to do this Monday through Friday. Of course, we consolidate the World's Madness in 1 hour, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And then, of course, members only Saturday morning at 10 a.m. as well, man. So I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough for the donations, the engagement, hitting that like button, all of that, man. It definitely goes a long way, obviously. So, all right, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And much love, honor, respect. God bless everyone, and be safe out there.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on 2 wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with.